What is going on, guys? Kaid's here and welcome back to a brand new video. So today we have another special video for you. Team Liquid gaming setups. So there are currently 5 guys in Team Liquid. That is Poach, which you can see on the left side. Then there's Strafe Shot, 72 hours, and Vivid. And the 5th guy is Chap, I think, because we don't have like a lot of information about some people who don't share their face with the whole internet, because like a lot of gamers and stuff don't like to show their faces. So it's kind of hard to tell who they are, but I think this 5th guy is the last guy, that is Chap. So yeah, if you're brand new to this series and you don't know what this video will be all about, so basically I will show you all their gaming setups, all their peripherals that they use, their stats for the season 5, and of course video settings as well as sensitivity settings for their mouses and keybinds for their keyboards. So without going any further, let's get right into the video. So Liquid Chap uses the Logitech G Pro mechanical gaming keyboard, which costs about $140. Then going over to the mouse, he uses this Final Mouse Ultra Phantom, which costs about $50, and the mouse pad is the HyperX MX FS Flurry, which costs about $20. So going over to their stats, Chap has 3.57 kill death ratio in solos, 3.42 in duos, and 3.46 in squads. So for his mouse settings, he uses 1600 DPI, sensitivity X and sensitivity Q is 0.07, both them are the same. Then add sensitivity is 0.50 and scope sensitivity is the same, 0.50. For key bindings, he uses for wall Q, for floors F, for stairs is mouse button 4, roof is mouse button 5, traps are T, switch quickbar is not bound, building edit is L shift, and inventory is I. Going over to the video settings, he has unlimited frames, view distance is on epic, and everything else is on first option, that is shadows off with anti-aliasing, as well textures, effects, and post processing, all those 3 are on low. Then VSync and motion blur, both them are off like per usual, and show FPS is on. Okay, so going over to the Poach, he uses the same keyboard, that is Logitech G Pro keyboard, which costs about $140. Then going over to his mouse, he uses the Logitech G502 Proteus Spectrum mouse, which costs about $70. And last but not the least, he uses the SteelSeries QS Key Plus mousepad, which costs about $30. So going over to the stats, Poach has 6.83 kill death ratio in solos, 3.91 in duos, and 3.96 in squads. And of course here is his mouse settings. So he uses 800 DPI, sensitivity X is 0.07, the same as sensitivity Q as well. Then add sensitivity and scope sensitivity, both them are on 0.55. So for key bindings, for walls he uses mouse button 4, for floor Q, for stairs mouse button 2, for roof C, for traps T. Switch quickbar has not been bound, building edit is F, and inventory is tab. Going over to the video settings, he has unlimited frames, view distance is on epic, shadows, anti-aliasing, and textures, all of them are off and low, effects are on medium, and post processing is on low. Of course VSync and motion blur, both them are off, and show FPS is on. Okay, so now going over to the 70 hours gaming setup. So for keyboard, he uses the SteelSeries Apex M750 keyboard, which costs about $130. The next thing he has is Final Mouse Ultralight Sunset, which costs about $55, and Glorious Gaming Large Mousepad, which costs about $25. Then on top of all of this, let's go over to his stats. So for his stats, for solos he has 3.36 kill death ratio, for duos 3.14, and for squads 3.77. For his mouse settings, he uses 400 DPI, sensitivity X and sensitivity Q, both them are on 0.13, add sensitivity and scope sensitivity, both them are on 0.40. For key bindings, he uses Q for walls, C for floors, E for stairs, roof is Alt L, then traps are T, switch quickbar has not been bound, building edit is F, and inventory is I. Then going over to the video settings, he has frames unlimited, but then everything is on first bar, so that is view distance is near, shadows and anti-aliasing is off, textures, effects, and post processing, all of them on low. So this is a really good video settings if your PC is really low end and cannot perform such a good quality as other higher end PCs. VSync and motion blur, both them are off, and show FPS is on. Okay, so now one of our last guys is Strafe Shot. So for his gaming setup, he uses Alienware Pro gaming keyboard, which costs about $120. Just a quick disclaimer for this keyboard, it is like really old and I don't think you can buy this anymore in the shop. shop, so you can only buy like used already one, so just beware of that. And yeah, it costs $120. So for his mouse, he uses the Microsoft Idle mouse, which costs about $100, and for his mousepad he uses the HyperX Fury S Pro, which costs about $30. Okay, so going over to his Fortnite stats, he has 5.62 kill death ratio in solos, 4.23 in duos, and 5.51 in squads. Okay, so let's take a look at his mouse settings. So for DPI he has 400, sensitivity X is 0.13, and sensitivity Q is 0.09, add sensitivity is exactly 1, and scope sensitivity is 0.25. So for his key bindings, walls are Q, floor is N, stairs are mouse button 4, roof is mouse button 5, traps is F5, switch quickbar has not been bound, building edit is G, and inventory is I. For his video settings, he has frames on unlimited and view distance is on medium, and then everything else off or on low. For VSync and motion blur, both them are off, and show FPS is on. And yeah, the last guy is Vivid, which just joined Team Liquid in about 2 days. So for his gaming setup, he uses the Final Mouse Ultralight Sunset, which costs about $55. For his keyboard, he uses the HyperX Alloy FPS, which is about $100. And for mousepad, he has the HyperX Fury S Pro, which costs about $30. For his gaming stats, he has 11.32 kill death ratios in solo, 9.18 in duos, and 7.71 in squads. So the last thing is his video settings. He has 800 DPI, sensitivity X is 0.17, sensitivity Q is 0.12, walls are Q, floor is mouse button 1, stairs are E, roof is mouse button 2, trap is T, switch quickbar of course is not bound, building edit is G, and inventory is tab. Then for his video settings, he has really similar video settings as our previous guy, so view distance is on medium, and then everything else as shadows and anti-aliasing are off, textures, effects, and post processing, all of them are on low. And of course VSync and motion blur, both them are off, and show FPS is of course on. So yeah guys, I hope you enjoyed it and this was really helpful and informative. Like per usual, I spend my time to research all the boring stuff, so you don't need to do that, and I make a video about it, so enjoy. And of course let me know in the next video what you want to see. Like you noticed, I didn't mention any like monitors or even headsets, because that will be a separated video on top 100 players, like top 10 things what they use. So for example, I look into Ninja, in Team Liquid, Team FaZe, TSM Clan, and everything else. I'll make a top 10 video about what are the best headsets that they use, and the same thing on the other video about what are the best monitors that they use and prefer, of course. And of course, on top of all of this, we are still having this week the SteelSeries Rival 600 mouse giveaway, which of course if you win will be shipped to any country. So yeah, all that you need to do to enter this giveaway is click like on this video, subscribe of course, and comment in comment section down below. Mouse winner of course will be picked and DM'd at the end of this week, so that means tomorrow. Thanks for watching guys, I hope you enjoyed it. My name is Kaid, signing out. Have a good day. Peace.
Yo, I ain't here for the money, I ain't here